and welcome to BSL Week 8, and we're getting that much closer to the very first exam, BSL 101, that we've now decided between us we're going to be taking on the 8th of December. It was going to be maybe the 15th of December, maybe even January because of the way things are, the world we live in at the moment, but no, we're going for the 8th of December. So this week we had the class via video, via Zoom. And even though we're in lockdown in England at the moment, we can have educational courses in person, but they decided at the Deaf Club to go for doing it over Zoom because we can, and because they felt that was going to be the safest way to tackle the courses during this second lockdown period. So we had a few little technical issues to start off with. A couple of the people who were on the course were having a bit of trouble. Once we got over that, then it all went ahead very well. And we even had a session where we broke off into pairs, into little breakout rooms to have a practice. Because this week, we didn't learn anything new. We went over practicing the conversation that we're going to have in BSL 101, because the very first exam is a conversation, a 5-minute conversation with our teacher. And it's videoed as well for assessment purposes, but the teacher does actually mark it there and then, and you know whether you've passed. So that's what we did this week. We literally did nothing new, we just practiced. But for the remaining weeks, we're actually going to do an hour of practice for 101 exam, and then we're going to start on 102 because we've really got to crack on with it, because that is where things start to ramp up quite a bit. Anyway, let's briefly talk about what the exam entails. So we're going to be introducing ourselves, we're going to be asking what their name is, and then we're going to be saying what our name is. So Andy. And thank you very much. And saying that we're pleased to meet you. And there's going to be things like, how did you arrive? So maybe I arrived in the car and it took 23 minutes to get here. And then I walked and that took 15 minutes. Something like that. Or perhaps you want to say that you arrived by hot air balloon or helicopter or perhaps plane. But you have to use 2 different methods of transport. You're also going to talk about the weather. You're going to say that in the morning it was, or perhaps not, perhaps in the afternoon it was sunny and the temperature was maybe 20. Oh no, you want to do bigger numbers. So not want to do 20. You want to do something like say 23 C, and oh, it was hot. And maybe you went for a swim or something like that, and then you want to say later in the evening it was a bit colder, maybe it was 5 degrees C. None of this actually have to make any sense particularly, I'm telling you. And it was raining and it was cold. So yeah, that kind of thing. You're sort of stringing it together and you're making up a kind of a little bit of a story. So you said about arrive, you said about the weather. I think you want to talk about your birthday as well. So for example, and so mine, December, just in case you want to buy me a present, 14th, that's the 19th, 14th. That's another thing I've got to practice, is numbering. Yeah, I haven't done that for a couple of weeks. So there we are then. And I thought there was something else as well that we had to cover as well in the exam, and I'm just trying to think now. Oh, that's right. Another important thing we're going to talk about is you're going to say, please, can you help me? Oh no, help me. That's it. Oh, I keep getting that the wrong way around. So you're going to say if you want to help. That's if you help to help yourself, and that is if you're offering help to somebody else. And that's when you're going to be asking for directions. And then you've got to say, for example, maybe the kitchenware. And then you'll be saying then that you go through some doors and maybe you turn right and you go past office and across a big hall like that. And then it's on the other side. It's there. Something like that. But you can see that I'm a bit hit and miss on some of the signs that I'm doing here, and I'm not really expressing it properly because I'm talking to you while I'm sort of running through it. So it's all a bit rubbish. That is why we have got to kind of practice that, get into a more of a kind of fluent conversation, and it is kind of marked on everything that you do, every reaction that you do, every sign that you do, everything that goes on to determine whether you pass or not. So next week we'll be doing an hour of that practice, and if we keep going over and over and over it, then we're going to get it, and then we're going to be starting on 102. Anyway, that's enough. That's a very quick update for you on how the session is going. I'm really loving it. I'm really enjoying learning this all. And the more I do it, the more it is starting to sink in, believe it or not. And that will only improve over time, just as long as I keep practicing. If you've enjoyed this video, do hit the like button. Don't forget to send your comments. If you have any questions at all, I'll do my best to answer them. Like and subscribe, as I just said, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much for watching.